She's right here.
Right here.
Awesome to see you. Thanks
How
for
are
coming.
you?
So we kind of brought out some of these items in advance because Chef brought some wonderful things. So first of all, before we get into the whole overview of the district, let's talk about what you brought here. Let's showcase some of this because
Okay.
this just looks unbelievable. Look at this.
So,
I'll pour wine while you talk.
oh, thank you. So we have our newest menu item addition to our district is a brunch, which we're doing on Sundays. So one of our popular dishes right now is the chicken and waffle. So
Chicken and waffle.
very traditional. You can't go wrong with it. It's
That's definitely a brunch.
Yeah, you can't reinvent the wheel with it, except for the few tricks that I have under my sleeve. So
So we're gonna have to hear about these tricks.
when I make my waffles, there's a special milk that we put into it, like we like to call it special milk in the kitchen.
Special milk.
Yeah. So it's your standard chicken and waffle. Our batter is very heavily seasoned with cayenne pepper, cinnamon, and other spices. And then our waffle, it's a honey and brown sugar milk that goes into it.
God.
Yeah. So it's pretty cool. It has delicious flavors.
And the
then-
presentation alone, I love that knife, like right through
that was
there.
actually Jen's idea.
That was Jen? Oh, we gotta give a credit out to Jen Freitas from the owner over there. Nice.
Yeah. It was kind of like a hassle at first, but we managed to get it to stand
It's
every
from a
time.
presentation standpoint, that's
Oh, thank you.
beautiful.
Thank
So
you.
there's a secret milk in this.
Yeah,
one.
it is. We like to call it our secret milk. Yeah.
Very cool. All right, so brunch we're gonna talk more about for sure. So this is one of your brunch items.
Yep.
And what we got here? Let's slide this one
Oh,
up
we
because
have our very popular, as you've heard,
yes,
our meatballs.
your
Our
meatballs.
meatballs, yeah, they're number one seller, I would like to say. If you ever get into our kitchen, it's one of the items that
God, I'm looking
you
at the hand.
definitely need to try on the menu.
So I have to be honest, I've had this twice,
Yeah, oh yeah,
and I've taken it home once. So
okay. So you know.
So I know, it's absolutely amazing, these meatballs. And if you were following on social media the promotion of the district coming on, there was a lot of comments on people loving loving the meatballs. Even the president of the Providence War Convention Visitor, Martha Sheridan, was making a call out to your meatballs. So that is an awesome thing. So what's the special sauce in this?
Oh my gosh, our gravy. So it's house-made gravy. We make it maybe every 2 days, and sometimes a lot sooner than that because
Yeah.
we go through it so often. And it's all kinds of meats go in it. We have pepperoni, sausage, beef, pork, and it's slow cooked for a good 6 hours. So you can imagine.
6 hours.
Yeah, and it's heavily spiced, nothing too crazy, little bit of salt. So it's very like traditional.
Everything a
gravy.
good Italian would like.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
It's awesome. All right, so now we covered pretty much an appetizer and this brunch
What do you
here.
like?
Let's
Help
do,
you out.
yeah, slow down. I'm gonna write down here. We're gonna make a switch here because
Switch, and I do just have the last component for that. Would you mind if I
Whatever.
top it off on
Of course, I'm gonna bring this up while you do this because this looks amazing. So, doing a little transition here.
Little transition.
All right,
I
grab
got
that
you.
one for me. I'll slide this right here.
And right at the bottom.
Perfect.
Okay.
She knows what she's doing. Look at this. So what is this one that you're dressing
So,
up here?
This is our penne vodka pizza.
Oh
So
my
it has like our special sausage, which is I love our sausage. It doesn't have a very heavy flavor. It's very
Okay.
mild, but it's so delicious. It's not very like
I love that it's
traditional.
cut so thin. Like it
Yeah,
makes it
it's-
very edible. when
Our
it's like that.
crust is amazing. I'm sure, have you had our pizza?
Yes, I have.
Okay, awesome.
I haven't had this one, though. I gotta
No,
have
you
this one.
haven't?
No.
Yeah, so it's our house-made penne vodka sauce, our fresh mozzarella, and then banana peppers and mushrooms. So it's definitely one of the
Can't go
pizza-
wrong with anything.
No, and it's one that you don't find at other places, so it's one of my favorites for sure.
Jen, you won't be going home with this, just to let you
Yeah.
know, for the record. And then what do we, what's this one down here?
And then this is
one
our
smells amazing.
tequila thyme pizza.
Tequila?
Tequila thyme pizza, yes. So, we make the tequila sauce in-house, pineapple, fresh thyme, shrimp that gets grilled every day, and then our mango salsa, which we
Look at this.
make fresh in-house almost every day because we sell it so often,
Oh my
actually.
God.
Yeah.
So again, the shrimp, it's like, I have to say, because when I get pizza, sometimes the ingredients are too heavy, too thick on them, and
Yeah.
it makes them harder to eat.
Yeah.
But the way you got the shrimp cut here and the way you got the sausage cut, that's like perfect. It's like, it makes it very edible.
Yeah, and when you cut into it, it's one of the pizzas, like our crust is so, like it's made to hold the pizza, so we don't overload it.
Love that.
We usually don't ask our customers to put more than a certain amount of ingredients on it so that, they don't lose the value of the pizza.
I love that. All right, so now I'm going to toast the chef because we've got a lot of things to talk about. with
Yeah.
that. Now we've covered some of the food dishes, but
Mhm.
this wine that I brought in is a Vernaccia, and everybody's heard me talking about Italian wines lately. I did get this at Chris Gasparo's in Seekonk, actually, not in Attleboro, because I was Seekonk for an event. But this is a wine from Tuscany, so an awesome wine. So the chef's going to have a little bit of this with me to toast. Cheers. As I say, nothing wrong with that, so I'll be finishing some of that. So, chef, how old's District now?
The district, we opened in December, so we've been around for quite a few months now. It feels like
7, 8 months almost?
Yeah, it feels like yesterday.
That you
Yeah,
opened
I'm
it.
like, oh, I remember being there for everything.
So if you haven't been over to this spot yet, and I was talking about this pocket in the Jewelry District, so literally you've got the District and Rick's Roadhouse on one side. Across the street is the Village, who's coming in, and then just down the street from the Village is Olga's, facing the main road there. So everything is in walking distance for you guys.
Yeah.
You've got some great neighbors.
Oh, yeah.
And you literally revamped this space. The space is brand new.
Beautiful,
Like, yeah.
right?
So let's talk a little bit about the space, and then we're going to talk a little about your background and the menus. Kind of describe the restaurant for us.
When you come into our restaurant, it's such a, how do I describe it? It's such a cool, rustic vibe. You know, everything, it's very modern, but still very rustic with the, you know, Jewelry District kind of feel into it. So it has kind of like an old factory feel.
Right.
We have the great pictures highlighting like some of the areas around.
Yeah.
We have 2 awesome bars. So if you notice, our top bar is more of like a manlier vibe kind of bar, and then the downstairs one is somewhere chic and, you know, elegant. So it's more like our, you know, women like go have a glass of wine kind of downstairs.
It's a longer bar.
It's a longer bar.
Yeah,
it's a lot longer.
So that area too, you got this really cool door that opens up, like a garage door.
Oh,
right?
the garage door, yeah, which
Yeah.
I love. And I know we actually just got a permit to put seats out there, so that's going to be really cool.
Beautiful.
Yeah, but we are able to open it, and people love hanging out there.
And al fresco dining over there is going to be perfect.
Yeah,
It's going to be absolutely perfect.
It's going to be awesome.
So the chef has another unique thing before we even get into the menus. I want to talk a little bit about your background because you're still studying.
Oh
right?
God, yeah, yeah. So I'm currently getting my master's in culinary arts education. So to become a chef instructor, it's what we're called, a chef instructor. So
Really?
yeah, eventually it's my retirement plan.
Your
my
retirement
retirement
plan. I love
plan
that.
for another 20 years, you know.
So she is not only working full-time and running this kitchen and a great team over there and developing these menu items, but I give you a lot of credit because to be taking classes at the same time going for your master's is insane. So congratulations to you.
Thank you.
That's awesome. Now, there's another unique thing that I liked about the district that I found out in my second or third visit there is that Jen and Rich are the owners, 2 very dynamic people, great people that I've known, but they've kind of given the realm of how the kitchen's going over to you and a whole bunch of other ladies.
Yeah.
Now, I don't see that very often.
No, you really don't. It's very rare. It's amazing. I love it. I've worked with 2 of my line cooks for a while when we worked back in Newport, and that was a completely different scene. And now we're here. My sous chef is one of my closest friends. You know, I've known her for 6 years. So we have this very cool kind of like staff. Like, you know, we're all different personalities, but we all know each other very well. So
But it's all women in the kitchen.
And it's all women. So it's very empowering to walk into a kitchen and see that there's all women, you know, handling your line, running the line.
It is. It's really cool.
Everything.
It's inspiring. I mean, to think
Yeah,
about
it
that
is.
and from the culinary perspective, you're talking about teaching down the road. This is something to inspire other people to see that you can have a kitchen where there's all these women running the kitchen overall.
Yeah.
I think it's fantastic. That's awesome. So your background, you just mentioned that one of the chefs that's working with you, one of your line cooks, was someone that worked in Newport. So tell me a little bit about your background.
So yeah, I've worked in very different places. I love it. You know, it's one of the things as a chef you need to get experience from everywhere. So I've worked at a place where, you know, we serve food in plastic plates, and then I went to 22 Bowman's in Newport, which is fine dining, and we're
Right.
doing 500 covers a night. So that was a very big difference. And now I'm here at the district, which I love. So
So you've covered all the realms.
I would like to say so.
You kind of like, and I think district, I mean, in looking at it that way, I would think the district's kind of in the middle because
In the middle, yeah.
you're from a capacity way, and also, I mean, your menus, and that's what we're kind of going to dive into next, is you guys are open 6 days a week,
Yes.
right? And brunch is on Sundays, and then the rest of the days you still have lunch and dinner.
Yeah.
So, I mean, your menu's a really good-sized menu.
It is pretty big for the restaurant, yes.
So let's talk about menu-wise, brunch. What are some of the items that are on the brunch menu?
So we have the chicken and waffle, as you saw. We have our tres leche French toast, which is one of my favorites. It's sweet and condensed milk. You boil it for 6 hours, and it makes this amazing caramel. And our French toast, which we use brioche. I soak them in 3 milks, so that's de tres leche.
Okay.
So sweetened condensed, evaporated, and whole milk. A little bit of cinnamon. We throw it right on the flat top,
Oh my
and
God.
you know, fresh strawberries, whipped cream, and it makes for such an amazing like flavor profile dish.
Beautiful.
Then we have our very popular dish, our grits jambalaya, very Cajun Southern kind of influence, and you know, spicy. You have shrimp, chicken, peppers, and then a very like flavorful grits. We use
Oh my God.
a Cajun butter when we bring it back up on the stove, like
Sounds
to
perfect, like
reheat
with a
it.
Bloody Mary.
Oh,
It's
oh,
like
yeah.
the perfect thing.
And we
to
have a
do.
Bloody Mary bar, so.
Bloody Mary bar. See, this is right on my alley.
Yeah.
So I'm a brunch fanatic when it comes to these things.
Okay.
So I think that the way that the items that you brought in and the way that you kind of described the menu, it's an eclectic mix. It's not one set style.
No, it's not.
And it's working because you guys are at a packed house every time I come over there.
Yeah. Mhm.
And there's entertainment. I know that Jennifer does a great job at booking these bands that come in. How many days a week would you say it's entertainment?
We do it on Thursdays.
Okay.
So Thursday nights we have a live band, jazz band. They're amazing.
I
It's
saw
such
a couple
cool
weeks ago that
atmosphere.
somebody showed up to sing Happy Birthday to Jen, Billy Gilman. Oh.
Yes, yes.
Ah, not too bad.
Yeah, no.
That's awesome. So, any other cool news? Any other things that we should know about that are coming up for you guys?
Well, actually, yes. You know, for some time we've been saying that we should do brunch on Saturdays, so we are looking into maybe in a month or two doing a Saturday morning brunch along with our Sunday.
Very cool. That actually is perfect timing for the fall.
Yeah.
And there are not a lot of places that do Saturday brunch.
No.
So that is a nice market for you guys here. That's awesome. Well, Chef, you covered a lot of things. You brought in some amazing stuff. Your background is amazing. Congratulations on running
Thank
this
you.
kitchen with all these
Thank
ladies.
you.
I think that's a phenomenal thing. And we will be eating these pizzas later for sure. Don't
So
worry.
good.
I'll probably be fighting Molly and Kate back there for them. But thank you very much for joining us and coming in
My
today.
pleasure.
It was awesome.
Thank you
Really
so